Hey guys, this is George with Kingdom Worker Ministries, and I just want to take a few minutes of your time to share a quick message with you that I believe will be a blessing to you, will help encourage you, will help strengthen your relationship with God, and improve your Christian walk. Recently, we spoke about being born again. In that commentary, we mentioned that once we were spiritually dead, meaning we were completely alienated and separated from God, we were what was referred to as being sin conscious. You see, when man was first created, he was created in a state of innocence and very much dependent on God. At the time, he was spiritually and morally innocent and without sin. Even though man was created fully grown, he was just a baby in reality. Man had little to no reason to doubt what God had said, although he really did not understand what it all might have meant. Developmentally, he could not progress beyond what God had instilled in him. By definition, man had no moral sense of right or wrong. He had no conscience. When developing their consciousness, children have little to no awareness of their moral compass. They have a hard time understanding the consequences of their actions and what they may bring. We can actually relate man's mental state at the time of creation to that of the child that wants to touch a hot stove eye, but is told not to. Because the child lacks understanding, it is not until he or she commits the forbidden act that he or she becomes aware of any consequences. The same can be said about man when he ate of the forbidden fruit. He became aware of the consequences for his action. We know that man's eyes were open and that he became fully aware of things that he was not aware of before, according to Genesis chapter 3, verse 7. We also know that he obtained the knowledge of good and evil, something that he did not have before, according to Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. We trust that you can see the similarities between the two. In addition to his newfound knowledge of and awareness to good and evil, man has now become a new creature. Here's what we mean by new creature. We know initially man was created spiritually and morally innocent, without a sense of right and wrong, without a conscience. Man was then given one commandment: not to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, according to Genesis chapter 2, verses 16 and 17. At the same time, he was given one consequence: in the day that you eat of the tree, you will surely die. For whatever reason, man eats of the tree, and in eating of the tree, man disobeys God's commandment, gains the knowledge of good and evil, and changes his nature. Let's just say man started with a sinless nature, but when he ate of the forbidden fruit, his sinless nature changed from a state of innocence and dependency on God to an entirely different state, and one being cut off from God. Man now has a fixed moral nature in sin, instead of a nature that is fixed in righteousness. He now knows good, but is unable to do it. He now knows evil, but is unable to resist it. Man was told that he would surely die, and die he did. Typically, we associate death with a separation from the physical body. Death is also associated with a separation from God, or what is known as spiritual death. Is it conceivable that man could have known this type of death, much less understand when he disobeyed the commandment? Now, that is something to ponder. Man has now become a new creature, a creature that is different than what he was when he was created. He has changed his original nature from a sinless state to a new nature that is fixed in a sinful state. Man has now become sin conscious and can no longer be considered morally and spiritually innocent. Man has become morally corrupt and spiritually dead. He is morally corrupt because he knows good but is unable to do it. And he knows evil but is unable to resist it. He is spiritually dead because he is alienated and separated himself from God, severing his spiritual connection with God. He also started to die physically, as in his spirit and soul started separating from his body. At that moment of disobedience, everything changed for man and the world that God had created. And while many have placed the blame on both, it is clearly because of what the man did that change happened. So, at the moment of disobedience, sin entered into the world because of one man, according to Romans chapter 5, verse 12. And when sin entered into the world, death hitched a ride. For through sin came death, and it, being death, was spread throughout the entire world and was passed to every man. And because of the one man, we have a fixed and moral nature in sin. But not to worry, the story does not end there. We pray that our inspirational message will inspire you, abundantly bless you, greatly inform you, and that you will be the better for having heard it. We also pray that this message will give you a clearer understanding of what being morally corrupt and spiritually dead actually means. This truly be a message for those who have an ear to hear. If blessed by this message, please click the like button and share it so that others may be blessed by it as well. Have an awesome day, and we will see you the next time. Continued blessings.